Scott sees the face of God in Mr. Miracle issue 3. As Scott tries to tell Barda a Christmas story Granny Goodness told him when he couldn't sleep, Orion and his men are given Granny's body. Taking a knife, Orion cuts her head off, presenting it to his men to put on a pike. Finishing his rather grisly Christmas-themed story, he finds himself unable to sleep. Leaving the sleeping Barda, Scott meets Forager in his lounge room. Forager says that over 6 million of his people have been killed fighting for Scott's people, and Orion ordered their deaths. Going to the kitchen for more milk, Scott continues to listen to Forager's problems, which include Orion leading his people to apocalypse, but there is a limit to what his people can do, which is something Orion doesn't really understand about Forager. Forager says that they sent their queen to talk to Orion, but he had killed her for treason, planting her head on a pike next to Granny's. Forager says that thanks to seeing how Scott leads his bugs in battle and the respect he shows them, the bugs and Forager will now follow Scott and not Orion. Scott reminds Forager that if they follow him, they will be following Orion, but Forager says that they will follow Scott, and therefore Orion will be killed. A boom tube opens up and Forager is killed by Light Ray, who obliterates him where he sits. Scott asks Light Ray if what Forager said was true, but Light Ray says it isn't true and the bug wasn't meant to actually be talking to him. Later on, after Scott puts on another of his Mr. Miracle shows, Scott and Barda talk about Orion wanting them back to New Genesis to begin a new invasion of Darkseid's world. Scott says he needs to talk to Orion about what Granny told him before she died, but Barda says that they will have to deal with that after the war ends. Scott tries to explain that he was trying to escape himself when he cut his wrists, but their talk is interrupted by a fan who asks for a selfie with both of them. On New Genesis, Scott is taken before Orion, who Scott tells that his father said that Darkseid has the life equation and that he's been thinking it actually might be inside himself and is what made him cut himself. Asking Orion if maybe it is inside him too, Orion attacks Scott, asking if he's ever seen the face of God. Beating Scott mercilessly, Orion says that he's seen the face of God and it helped him. Removing his helmet and standing over the bloodied Scott, Orion says that he is the face of God. Mr. Miracle issue 3 continued the series' weird psychological storytelling as it returned to its more non-linear storytelling, much like the first issue had. It also continued its journey through the Jack Kirby created New Gods world and their use of things like slaves in the bugs. They used it in a really cool and compelling way. I still find myself perplexed that Tom King has taken such a no-name hero like Mr. Miracle and made him into a complex and fascinating character who on one level or another people can relate to. I'm going to give this issue a 9 out of 10. Hey everyone, thanks for watching my newest video. If you enjoyed it, you might also like to check out my other reviews here on my channel. You can also follow me on various social media platforms like Twitter by searching Matt_FOS, or even join the Comic Multiverse Discord server and chat with other comic book fans, including myself and Joel from Cape Joel. Want cheap comics and trades? Head over to the book depository with the link in the description to get the cheapest trades and comics around, along with free shipping anywhere in the world. Until next time, this has been Matt of the Fortress of Solitude. Thank you so much for watching.